My child, stop what you are doing right now. This cannot wait another moment. I need you to actually hear me, because this message is not for a general audience. It is for you. You did not find this by mistake. I placed it directly in front of you. This is not just another word scrolling past. This is a call from my heart straight into yours. Do not turn away. Do not tell yourself you will come back to it later, because what I have to say is urgent, and it will change something real in your life if you actually listen now instead of postponing it. Every breath you take from this point forward matters in ways you do not fully see yet. I am speaking because heaven's timing has reached you. There is an opening in front of you right now, a door I have unlocked, and it is meant to be walked through in this exact hour. Not sometime later when it feels more convenient. If you dismiss this, if you let a notification or a distraction pull your attention away, you may miss something that has had your name on it for longer than you realize. Stay with me, stay present. Lean in. I am about to say something that can shift the direction of your life. This moment is not casual, it is holy. It is an appointment I set long before you even knew to expect it. Type Amen if you receive this. My beloved, I have watched too many moments where you convinced yourself there was still time. Where you whispered, I will deal with this later. Where you told yourself tomorrow would be enough. I am telling you plainly, tomorrow is not promised the way you have been treating it. Do not take this lightly. Heaven is moving right now. My spirit is stirring inside you right now. To delay is to risk losing something I am actively placing into your hands in this exact hour. There are blessings tied to timing. There are breakthroughs that require a yes in the moment they are offered. Not a yes postponed until some calmer week that may never actually arrive. If you hesitate too long, what was meant for you can end up finding someone else who was simply ready sooner. I do not want you to lose what already belongs to you. That is why I am placing this urgency into your spirit right now, instead of letting it arrive quietly the way some messages do. You may be wondering why this feels different from other things you read today, why your chest feels a little heavier as you take this in. It is because my hand is on this exact second. This is not simply another word floating past you in a feed built to be forgotten. This is my voice, reaching into the deepest parts of what you carry. I am warning you plainly. Do not let the voice in your head convince you that you can simply set this aside and pick it back up whenever it is more convenient. That particular whisper, the one that says you can always come back to it later, is not harmless. It has cost more people more than they ever admitted out loud. Delay feels harmless in the moment it happens. It rarely feels harmless in hindsight. I am breaking something loose in your life right now. I am opening something right now. I am setting things into motion right now. If you dismiss this, you dismiss the exact moment I designed specifically for what comes next for you. I know how tired you have been. I know how often you have told yourself you will make real changes someday, once things settle down, once you have more time, once life finally slows enough to breathe. I need to tell you something you may not want to hear. Life will not slow down on its own. It rarely does for anyone. The noise around you will keep trying to pull your attention somewhere else, indefinitely, if you let it. That is exactly why I am reaching you now, in the middle of your rushing thoughts, in the middle of everything competing for your attention today. I am cutting through the noise on purpose because I know that if I waited for you to be fully ready on your own terms, you would keep quietly pushing this further and further away, the way you have pushed other things away before. I am the God of now, and I am calling you into trust, in this exact moment, not at some more convenient point down the road. My child, I know there are voices right now telling you to keep scrolling, to close this, to move on to something easier. Those voices are not mine. I sent this because I love you too much to let you keep drifting without ever being interrupted. You have been asking for a sign. You have quietly cried out for some kind of answer. You have been waiting for direction that never seemed to arrive clearly enough to act on. Here it is. This is the sign. This is the beginning of the answer. This is direction, arriving exactly when you needed it, whether or not you recognized it right away. Do not throw away what you have genuinely been waiting for. If you stop paying attention now, you may find yourself, weeks from now, asking me why you still feel stuck, why the same heaviness has not lifted. I am telling you clearly, in advance, so that you cannot later say you were never warned. Stay. Listen to every part of this, because hidden inside it is something you are going to need for the next chapter of your life. I am not a God who deals in empty urgency for its own sake. I do not speak in haste without a real reason behind it. When I say now, it is because something has genuinely shifted, and the timing of what I have for you has reached a point that actually matters. This is not a scare tactic. This is love, moving with urgency, because urgency is sometimes what love actually requires. I see what is ahead of you, some of which you cannot see yet yourself. I see certain traps that are already forming in your path. I see what the enemy of your peace has been quietly planning to distract you with. I am calling you now clearly, because if you pause too long, you may walk directly into something I was trying to steer you away from. Trusting me right now is not only about receiving a blessing, it is also about protection. I am shielding you by reaching you today in this specific way. At this specific moment, do you not see that your life has been building toward this? Every prayer you whispered when no one else could hear it. Every tear that fell when you thought you were alone in the room. Every moment you quietly asked whether I was actually listening. All of it has been leading here. You have asked me, Lord, when? You have asked, more than once, how much longer do I have to wait? I am answering you now. The time is now. Heaven's timing is precise. And this message is proof that whatever you have been waiting through has reached its turning point. Do not treat that timing casually, as though you have unlimited time to decide whether to respond. The window I have opened here is specific, not permanent. If you honor it, if you actually step into it instead of admiring it from a distance, you will begin to see what you have been praying for start to take shape. My child, understand that my timing does not work the way yours does. You think in days and hours. I move in appointed seasons that do not always announce themselves clearly in advance. There are windows of favor that open. And when they open, they are meant to be walked through, not simply observed. If you wait past the window, it does not always stay open indefinitely. This is one of those windows. This is one of those places where heaven and earth briefly meet, and your response meets my promise. I am telling you plainly, this cannot wait. This word is alive right now, carrying real weight, not just pleasant language. Do not let doubt quietly talk you out of this. Do not let the thought, maybe this is not really meant for me, pull you back towards scrolling past it. You are reading this because I meant for you to encounter it. Out of everyone who could have opened this today, you did. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are not accidentally included in a message meant for someone else. This is evidence that my attention is on you, that my hand is guiding something in your life right now, that my love is actively reaching toward you rather than sitting passively somewhere far away. Walking away right now would tell me that my voice does not carry weight with you, and I do not believe that is actually who you are. So stay. Stay in this exact moment with me a little longer. You may wonder why I am emphasizing all of this with such intensity. It is because I have watched too many of my children miss a moment like this one. They believed they had more time than they actually did. They believed they could always circle back later. And when they finally went looking for the door again, it had already quietly closed. My heart genuinely aches when I watch that happen. Not because I wanted the blessing withheld from them, but because they did not recognize the value of the timing while it was still open to them. Do not become someone who grieves later over what they could have received today. Do not carry regret over something I made plain to you right now, in this exact conversation. Every second here counts, because what is unfolding is not only about you, it is about the people connected to you. The people who will be touched, directly or indirectly, by whatever you choose to do with this moment. Your response has the power to ripple outward into your family, your friendships, the people who come after you. If you delay, you do not only hold yourself back, you may unknowingly hold back something meant for someone else who is depending on you further down the line, whether either of you realizes that connection yet or not. This urgency is not selfish. It is holy. It is my way of protecting things far larger than the immediate moment in front of you. My child, I need you to feel the actual weight of this, but also the love underneath it. I am not speaking with anger. I am speaking with a father's urgency, the kind that comes from not wanting his child to miss something important. You have asked me more than once, do you still care about me? I am answering you now. Yes, I care enough to interrupt your day, to stop your scrolling, to break directly into whatever you were doing before this, just to tell you plainly, do not miss this. You matter that much to me. Your future matters that much to me. I will not sit quietly while doubt tries to convince you otherwise. So stay close. Listen carefully. Do not let anything pull your attention away from this exact conversation. This is for you specifically, not for someone else who might stumble onto it later. This is not random. It is not coincidence. It is not simple luck. This is heaven, reaching directly into your life right now while you are still reading. Every steady heartbeat you feel as you take this in is a reminder that this moment is alive with purpose. Do not let it slip past you unnoticed. My child, I know the weight you have been quietly carrying. I need you to understand that I have seen every bit of it. I was there on the nights you could not close your eyes because your mind would not stop circling through everything unresolved. I was there when the clock crept past midnight and your body was exhausted while your soul stayed wide awake with questions, fears, and regrets you never said out loud. I saw the pillow that absorbed tears no one else ever knew you cried. I saw you pull yourself together each morning, presenting as fine, while something inside you felt like it was quietly breaking. I saw the battles nobody applauded you for fighting, the ones you were often too tired to even describe to anyone. You thought no one noticed. I noticed. I saw you when nobody else did. And in every one of those silent hours, you were never actually alone, even when it felt that way completely. There were prayers you never managed to fully speak because you did not have the strength left to form them into actual words. Do you remember those moments when all you could do was sigh or let a single tear fall, or simply exhale whatever heaviness was sitting on your chest? I gathered every one of those. I heard what you could not say out loud. I understood what you could not fully explain, even to yourself. Other people may have overlooked your pain. I did not. I am the one who knows the cry before it ever leaves your chest, the sorrow before it reaches your eyes, the burden before it bends your shoulders. Every struggle that felt invisible to everyone around you was completely visible to me. I know betrayal has cut you before. I know the sting of broken trust left marks you still carry quietly. People you believed would stay walked away. Friends you thought would protect you eventually turned their backs. Instead, words were said about you, or to you, that landed like something sharp. You may have smiled through it outwardly, while something inside you felt discarded. Hear me clearly. I was present in those moments too. When they turned away from you, I turned toward you. When they rejected you, I stayed. When lies were spoken about who you are, I kept speaking truth over you quietly, even when you could not yet hear it clearly. You thought you had been forgotten. You were never forgotten. I never let you out of my sight, not for a single second of any of it. Loneliness has followed you like a shadow more than once. Has not it? You have sat in rooms full of people and still felt completely unseen. You have carried conversations while quietly hiding an ache underneath your voice. You have laughed at the right moments while privately wondering if anyone in the room actually knew you. I need you to know that in exactly those moments, the ones where you felt most invisible, I was right there beside you. My presence surrounded you even in the times you could not feel it directly. The ache in your chest was met, every time, by something steady underneath it, even if you could not name what that steadiness actually was in the moment. If the world overlooks you, I do not. If people walk past without noticing, I stop. If no one else speaks your name today, I already have, more than once. You have asked me, in your hardest moments, where were you, Lord? Why did not you stop this? Why did not you change it sooner? I hear those questions, and here is my answer. I was right there with you the entire time. I did not step away for even a single breath of it. I stayed close when your heart broke. I carried you through nights that could have completely undone you. You may not have seen my hand clearly while it was happening. But look back now. Notice how you survived what should have been enough to destroy you. That survival was not an accident. That strength did not come from nowhere convenient. It came from a hand that was holding you the entire time, even in the exact stretches you assumed you were entirely on your own. I know the heaviness you have carried in silence. I know the dreams you quietly buried because they started to feel impossible. I know the loneliness you wrapped around yourself like a blanket because it felt safer than risking more disappointment. Hear me now. I have always been closer to you than your own breath. Even when you could not feel me, I was there. Even when doubt crept in, I remained exactly as faithful as I had always been. Even in the stretches you believed you had been forgotten, I was writing your story with far more care than you realized at the time. You are not an afterthought, and you never have been. Every prayer that seemed to go unanswered was never actually ignored. It was heard, held onto, and kept for the right moment, even when that moment took far longer to arrive than you would have chosen. You saw delay. I saw preparation. You saw silence. I saw growth quietly happening underneath the surface. You saw what looked like abandonment. I saw an opportunity to eventually prove, unmistakably, that I do not leave. My nearness is not always loud. Sometimes it is simply the quiet strength that got you through a single difficult night. Sometimes it is the unexpected calm that arrived in the middle of real chaos. Sometimes it is nothing more dramatic than the next breath you managed to take when you genuinely believed you had run out of strength to take another one. Do not mistake my quietness for absence. Do not confuse how long something took with whether I was actually paying attention the whole time. I have always been here, my child. I need you to release the belief that you have been walking through any of this alone. That belief is a lie that has wrapped itself around your heart, whispering that you are unseen, unwanted, or somehow unlovable. I am breaking that lie apart right now. In this exact sentence, you are seen, you are wanted. You are loved beyond anything you have the tools to fully measure. I love you not because of what you accomplish, not because of how strong you manage to appear, not because of your achievements. I love you simply because you are mine. In a way that was never conditional to begin with, nothing you are currently facing has ever been too small for me to notice or too large for me to handle. Do you remember the nights you felt like you were drowning in thoughts, telling you that you were not enough? I was the one who kept you from going under completely. Do you remember when you felt close to giving up entirely? I was the one who whispered a small amount of courage back into your spirit at exactly the right moment. Do you remember when no one checked in, when no one asked if you were actually okay? I was the one who stayed close and reminded you quietly that you were still being held, even though it did not look that way from the outside. Every scar you carry, I have been present for. Every disappointment you have felt, I have felt alongside you. You have never walked through a single fire completely alone. I have always been beside you in it. You have never cried a tear I did not count. You have never spoken a prayer I did not hear, even the broken, half-formed ones. Type it if you believe that. Lord, you have been guiding my steps all along. You have felt abandoned by people before. You have never been abandoned by me. I am the constant thing underneath everything else that shifts around you. I am the steady ground when the world beneath you feels unstable. I am the hand reaching for you the moment you stumble. I am the one who runs toward you, not away from you, when you fall. So let go of the idea that you have been walking this particular road entirely on your own. Let go of the belief that no one truly understands what you carry. I understand you more completely than anyone else ever will. I know your thoughts before you fully form them. I know your pain before you are even able to name it clearly. My child, lean in a little closer now, because what I want to tell you next is going to bring real clarity to the confusion you have carried about certain delays in your life. You have wondered why some answers did not come when you cried out for them. Why doors seemed to stay shut even after persistent, faithful knocking. Why certain blessings felt indefinitely postponed, as though heaven had simply gone quiet toward your specific prayers. You have asked me more than once, why the delay? Did I do something wrong? Did you forget me? I heard every version of that question, and now I want to tell you plainly, the delays you endured were never a denial, they were preparation. When it felt like your prayers were simply hanging in the air without response, I was not ignoring you. I was building something underneath the surface, strengthening your roots so that when the actual weight of the blessing finally arrived, it would not overwhelm you or crush what you had already built. I was shaping your character, refining your endurance, teaching your spirit to lean on something more permanent than shifting circumstances. The waiting did not mean I said no. It meant I was preparing a yes substantial enough that it could only arrive once its appointed season had genuinely come. Think of it this way. A tree does not bear fruit on the day it is planted. It first has to sink its roots deep, endure entire seasons of rain and sun, survive real storms. before its branches can eventually hold the actual weight of fruit without breaking. In the same way, I allowed certain seasons of your life to look like delay because I was rooting you in something strong enough to hold what was coming. I was never punishing you, I was protecting you. If I had handed you what you asked for too early, it might have crushed you instead of genuinely blessing you. But the roots are strong now. The season of delay is quietly turning into a season of fulfillment. I tell you this with full confidence. None of the waiting has been wasted. Every tear, every hour spent in prayer, every stretch of silence, all of it was gathering into something. And now the shift is here. The old chapter is closing and a new one is opening, filled with restoration, with a kind of forward movement that will surprise you, with doors that no one will be able to close once they open. I am releasing restoration into areas of your life you assumed were gone for good, relationships that felt permanently broken. I am breathing new life into them, dreams buried under disappointment. I am bringing them back up into the light. Anything that has felt drained is going to begin overflowing again. Even now, while you are reading this, something is already moving on your behalf. Some of these shifts will feel sudden to you when they arrive, but they are not sudden to me. I have been preparing them for longer than you know. I am aligning people, timing, and circumstances toward exactly what was promised to you a long time ago. You have wondered why other people seem to move forward while you stayed stuck, waiting. You compared your timeline to theirs and asked, why not me? Why am I always behind? I am telling you now, you are not behind. You were never behind. The delay was protection. The pause was my hand steadying you until the actual right moment arrived. That moment is here. This will not be a small shift. It will feel, in places, like acceleration. Things that once seemed to take years may suddenly come together in a matter of weeks. What you assumed would take months may show up in days. Do not fear that you have somehow missed your window. What was lost is not simply gone. It is being redeemed, and in some cases returned to you multiplied beyond what the original loss cost you. You may begin noticing strange alignments soon, unexpected messages from people you had not heard from in a while, doors opening in situations you had already stopped expecting anything from, clarity arriving in places that once felt permanently confusing. Do not write these off as coincidence. These are signs. This is evidence that something has been moving on your behalf the entire time. Even during the stretches, it felt like absolutely nothing was happening. I know you have grown tired. I know you have wondered whether you could survive another season of silence if it kept stretching on. I am telling you now, the silence is breaking. What you have been waiting for is closer than the waiting has made it feel. But my beloved, I need you to prepare your heart to actually receive this instead of staying braced for more disappointment. Do not cling to old pain while I am opening doors into what comes next. Do not carry bitterness into a season meant to hold something new. Lay down what has been weighing you down. You cannot fully carry both yesterday's burdens and today's blessing at the same time. I am asking you to step forward now, because this new season is going to require your trust, not just your hope from a safe distance. The doors are open, but you still have to walk through them. The opportunity is here, but it still requires your yes. Do not shrink back. Do not question whether you are worthy of what is coming. You are ready because I have been preparing you this entire time, whether or not you were fully aware of it happening. My child, hear this clearly. Every unanswered prayer is quietly becoming a testimony. Every silent night is turning into something closer to morning. I am not asking you to understand every detail of how this unfolds. I am only asking you to trust me with what you cannot yet see. Let go of fear, because fear has been one of the chains keeping your steps small, whispering that you are too weak, too late, too unprepared for what is actually already yours. Fear is not from me. It is designed to freeze you exactly at the threshold of what was meant for you. Release it. Every anxious thought, every hesitation, lay it down instead of carrying it forward into what comes next. Let go of bitterness as well, because bitterness quietly closes the same doors it convinces you are already shut. I know why the walls went up. Betrayal and disappointment taught you to protect yourself that way, but those same walls will keep you from fully receiving what I am trying to pour into your life now. Forgive where you can. Release what you have been holding onto. I will meet you in the space that opens up once you do, and let go of doubt too, because doubt has quietly followed alongside your prayers for longer than you have admitted. You have asked for things with your voice, while quietly wondering, underneath it, whether they would ever actually arrive. I am asking you today to choose trust instead, not because doubt makes you a failure, but because trust is what actually opens the door doubt tends to keep half closed. Type here if you believe this word is genuinely for you and not for someone else. Hesitation is more costly than it usually feels in the moment. If you linger too long at a threshold like this one, it does not always stay open indefinitely. Not because I am unkind, but because some appointments are set for a specific window, not an unlimited one. I am not telling you this to pressure you unfairly. I am telling you so you are actually prepared, rather than caught off guard later by your own hesitation. Think about the other times you felt something stir in you and told yourself you would act on it tomorrow. Tomorrow came, and the urgency you felt had already quietly faded. I do not want that to be your story here too. My spirit is stirring in you for this exact moment, and I am asking you not to let that stirring pass without responding to it while it is still this clear. I know the voice that has probably been whispering to you even while you read this. It says this is not really for you specifically, that you can always come back to it, that you are not quite ready yet. I want to name that voice clearly. It is not mine. This message is for you. The time is now, not once you feel more prepared. You are ready because I have already been preparing you in ways you have not fully recognized until this exact moment. Do not scroll past this. Do not quietly dismiss it. The moment you finish reading, I am speaking because I love you, and because I know what is actually at stake here. If you respond to this with real trust, you will begin to see things shift that once felt permanently stuck. If you delay instead, you may find yourself, weeks or months from now, still circling the same questions, still waiting on the same unresolved thing. I do not want that to be your story. This is your chance to step into something different. Type Amen if you believe I am turning what you have carried into something with real purpose. And if this reached you at the right time, pass it along to someone who might need to hear it exactly as urgently as you needed to hear it today. I want to speak now to the specific hesitation that is probably sitting in you right now, even after everything you have just read. Part of you wants to believe this. Part of you is still bracing for the possibility that nothing actually changes, that this is simply another set of comforting words that fades by tomorrow morning, the way so many other things have faded before. I understand that hesitation. I am not offended by it. And I am not asking you to force yourself into a false certainty you do not actually feel yet. What I am asking is smaller than that. I am asking you to take one honest step forward today, even while the doubt is still sitting somewhere in the background. Faith has never required the complete absence of doubt. It has only ever required a willingness to move anyway. So here is what I want you to actually do with the next few minutes. Not simply feel, but do. I want you to stop right where you are and say something true out loud, even quietly under your breath, if that is all the space you have available. Say, I am tired of waiting on my own strength. I am willing to trust you with what comes next. That is not a complicated prayer. It does not need to be eloquent. It only needs to be honest. I have never required polished language from you. I have only ever wanted your honesty. The same honesty you would offer someone you actually trusted completely. That kind of prayer, plain and unpolished, carries more weight with me than any performance ever could. I also want to speak directly to the specific fear that this moment might slip past you the way other moments have slipped past before, that you will read this, feel something stir, and then get pulled back into the noise of your day before you actually respond to any of it. I want to put that fear at ease as much as I can. This message is not going anywhere. It has already done its work the moment it reached you. What matters now is not perfect follow-through in the next 5 minutes. What matters is that you do not let the stirring fully die out before you act on some part of it, even a small part. Today, maybe that means finally having the conversation you have been avoiding. Maybe it means finally letting go of something you have been holding onto out of habit rather than genuine need. Maybe it simply means sitting in silence for a few honest minutes instead of immediately filling the space with noise the way you usually do. Whatever shape it takes for you specifically, I am asking you to let this moment produce one real action, however small, rather than only a feeling that quietly passes. I want to address the question you have likely asked yourself more than once throughout this message. Why me? Why does this urgency, this attention, land specifically on my life out of everyone else who could have received something like this today? I want to answer that honestly. It is not because you have been more faithful than everyone else, or because you have earned this in some way others have not. It is because I have never stopped paying attention to you, specifically, even in the seasons it felt like I had. My attention was never rationed out based on performance. It has always simply been yours, constant, whether or not you were aware of it in a given moment. You are not receiving this because you are special in a way that makes others less so. You are receiving it because right now, in this exact season, you needed to hear it. And I do not let genuine need go unanswered indefinitely, even when the answer takes longer to arrive than you would have liked. I also want to speak to the specific weight of shame that may be sitting quietly underneath everything else you have felt while reading this. Shame about how long it took you to get here. Shame about the mistakes you made along the way, the seasons you drifted, the prayers you stopped praying because you got tired of feeling like they went nowhere. I want you to release that shame right now because it was never mine to place on you. And I am not asking you to carry it into what comes next. Your mistakes did not disqualify you from this moment. Your seasons of drifting did not put you outside the reach of what I am offering you today. If anything, they are part of what makes this moment meaningful, because it means you are choosing to return honestly, rather than pretending you never left in the first place. There is no version of your past that changes my intention toward your future. I do not require a clean record to keep working in your life. I have never required that from anyone I have ever loved, and I am not starting with you. I want to speak also to the specific exhaustion that has followed you through this entire season, the kind that sleep does not seem to fully touch. You have been carrying more than most people around you realize, smiling through conversations while something heavier sat underneath the surface the entire time. I see that exhaustion clearly, and I want you to know that what I am releasing into your life now is not simply another task added to an already full plate. It is meant to be relief, not additional weight. The acceleration I have spoken of is not going to demand more from an already depleted version of you. It is going to restore what has been depleted, so that what comes next does not have to be carried the same exhausting way the last season was carried. Rest is part of what I am offering you here, not separate from it. You do not have to earn the right to actually rest before you can receive what is coming. You are allowed to receive both at once, the restoration and the rest that makes it sustainable. I want to say something plainly about the people who have not understood your journey, the ones who grew impatient with your waiting faster than you did, the ones who quietly suggested you should have moved on by now, found peace by now, figured things out by now. I want you to release whatever weight those comments have left in you. Their timeline was never the one that mattered here. Their understanding, or lack of it, does not change what I have actually been doing in your life this entire time. You do not owe anyone an explanation for how long your particular process has taken. You only owe yourself the honesty of staying with it, and you owe me the trust that I know what I am doing, even when it does not match anyone else's expectations, including your own at times. I want to close this part of our conversation by speaking to what happens after this specific hour passes, because I do not want you to think this urgency was only ever about a single moment that arrives and then simply disappears again into the ordinary noise of your life. What is beginning now is not a single isolated event. It is the start of a season that will continue unfolding in layers, some of which you will notice quickly, and some of which will only become visible with time and a bit of distance. Do not expect every single thing to resolve today, simply because today carries this much weight. Some of what I am doing will take longer to fully reveal itself. And that is not a contradiction of the urgency I have expressed here. It is simply how seasons actually work. They begin suddenly and unfold gradually, both at once. Hold on to today as the beginning, not the entire story. Let it anchor you on the harder days still ahead, the ones where doubt will inevitably try to creep back in and convince you that nothing actually changed. When that happens, and it will happen at some point, I want you to remember this exact moment. Remember that you were told clearly, in advance, and that you chose to stay instead of scrolling past. That choice matters more than you currently realize. It is not a small thing to actually stop and listen when everything around you is built to keep your attention constantly moving somewhere else. You did that today. Do not let that be wasted by allowing the urgency to fade completely once this specific reading ends. Carry it forward. Let it change one real thing about how you move through the rest of this day, and then the day after that, and the one after that. Not through white-knuckled effort, but through the same quiet trust I have been asking you to extend toward me this entire time. I am not finished with you. I was never finished with you, not during the years that felt slow, and not now at the exact start of what is coming next. This moment was real. What follows it is going to be real too. Stay close, keep your heart open, and watch closely for what begins to unfold from here. There is one more thing I want to say to you before you move on with the rest of your day. Because I do not want this to feel like something that simply ends here, closed off and complete, with nothing left for you to actually carry forward into your own hands. I want to give you something practical to hold on to. Something you can return to on the days this urgency naturally fades a little, because it will fade some, the way intensity always softens with time. That softening is not a sign that what I said was not true. It is simply how attention works in a human life. I am not asking you to manufacture this same intensity every single day. I am asking you to let today plant something that continues growing quietly, even on the ordinary days that do not feel especially urgent at all. So here is what I want you to remember. Specifically, when the intensity of this moment has faded and you are back in the middle of an unremarkable Tuesday, remember that delay was never denial. Whatever is still unresolved in your life right now, even after reading all of this, is not evidence that I have forgotten it. It simply means that particular thing has its own timing, separate from the timing of this message. Remember that fear, bitterness, and doubt are not permanent residents in your heart unless you let them settle in and stay. You can release them today, and you may find you need to release them again tomorrow. And the day after that, that is not failure. That is simply what ongoing trust actually looks like in practice, a repeated choice rather than a single permanent decision made once and never revisited. Remember that you are allowed to rest even in a season I have called urgent. Urgency was never meant to mean constant striving without pause. It was always meant to mean paying attention, staying awake to what matters, rather than running yourself into exhaustion trying to force every outcome forward through sheer effort. I also want to speak to what it might look like practically for you to actually walk through the door I mentioned earlier. The one I said was open right now. For some of you, that door looks like a conversation you have been avoiding out of fear of how it might go. I am asking you to have it anyway, gently, honestly, trusting me with whatever the outcome turns out to be. For others, that door looks like finally releasing something you have been holding onto long after its season ended, a relationship that has already run its course. A version of yourself you have outgrown but kept returning to out of familiarity rather than genuine need. I am asking you to let it go, not with resentment, but with gratitude for whatever it gave you before its time was actually finished. For others still, that door looks simpler than either of those. Something as small as finally being still for a few minutes, without immediately reaching for distraction. Sitting with me honestly, without an agenda, without needing anything specific to happen in that stillness beyond simply being present with me, the way you would be present with someone you trusted completely. Whatever shape the door takes in your specific life, I am not asking you to walk through all of it today. I am only asking you to take the first honest step toward it today, in whatever small way is actually available to you right now. The rest will unfold as you keep walking. One honest step following another. The same way most real change in a person's life actually happens, not through one dramatic leap, but through a series of smaller, faithful movements that eventually add up to something you can look back on and recognize as transformation. I want to leave you with one final image before you go. Something I want you to carry with you specifically. Picture a sunrise. The kind that starts so gradually you almost cannot tell exactly when it began. There is no single dramatic moment where darkness instantly becomes full daylight. There is only a slow, steady brightening, minute by minute, until eventually you look up and realize the entire sky has changed completely without you ever having caught the precise second it happened. That is what is beginning in you now. Not a single dramatic flash that changes everything all at once, but a steady brightening that is going to continue, quietly, whether or not you can track every individual stage of it as it happens. Trust the process even in the stretches you cannot clearly see it moving. The sun does not stop rising simply because clouds occasionally block your view of it. You are not the same person who started reading this message. Something in you has already shifted, even if you cannot fully name what that shift is yet. Let that shift continue, Do not resist it out of fear, and do not rush it out of impatience either. Let it unfold at the pace it actually needs to unfold at, trusting that the one guiding it has never once gotten the timing wrong, no matter how it may have felt in the middle of the waiting. I love you. I have loved you through every part of what brought you to this exact moment, and I will love you through every part of what comes after it. This was never really about a single urgent hour. It was about a lifetime of faithfulness arriving, once again, exactly when you needed to be reminded of it. Before you go, I want to leave you with a way to check, honestly, whether any of this has actually taken root, rather than simply passed through you like something briefly moving and then gone. Watch yourself over the next several days. Notice whether the next small decision you face gets made from fear or from trust. Notice whether you reach first for distraction or for stillness when something uncomfortable comes up. Notice whether you carry today's heaviness into tomorrow or whether you actually lay it down the way I have been asking you to. These small, quiet observations matter more than any dramatic feeling you had while reading this. Feelings fade, patterns reveal what has actually changed. Give yourself permission to notice the pattern without judging yourself harshly if it takes longer than you would like to fully shift. Growth in a person rarely moves in a straight line, and I have never expected it to. Go now and carry this with you. And if tomorrow this urgency has quietly faded and the noise of ordinary life has already rushed back in to fill the space it left, do not panic and assume you have already failed at something. Simply return here, in your own heart, and start again. I am not keeping score of how many times you need to return to this same place before it fully settles into who you are. I am only glad every single time that you came back at all. That has always been the shape of how I love you. Not a single perfect moment of understanding that never needs revisiting, but a patient, repeated invitation, offered again and again for as long as it takes, until the truth of it finally becomes something you no longer have to be reminded of because it has quietly become part of who you already are.